Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Tim Bush with Next Home Experience, and today I'm bringing you a daily market update. One of the things I really wanted to unpack with you guys today and just talk about was where are home buyers coming to from Maine? A lot of the talk over the past year has been we are seeing an influx of out-of-state buyers coming to the state of Maine. Is that true? Is that a myth? What's really the story going on? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to chat with you a little bit about where they're coming from. So 70.29% of home buyers for last year buying single family residences in the state of Maine came from the state of Maine. That was down 5%, but we're not too worried about that 5% because 70.29 is still quite a big number. So what that means is for every 7 out of 10 single family residences sold in Maine, they're Maine people buying Maine homes. Now, where do the other top 5 come from? Massachusetts brought in 9.808%. New Hampshire brought in 4.02. New York came in with 2.05. And then Florida and California closed out the top 5 at 1.84 and 1.37. Now that equates to right around, for Massachusetts, about 1,800 people. For New Hampshire, right around 812. For New York, 414 people. Florida, 373. And California, 277. So that's the amount of families and individuals moving to the state of Maine from these areas. Now, one of the things I really wanted to unpack a little bit is, do terms matter in this market? So where we are seeing a more competitive market right now with less listings and inventory out there, what type of sales did we see in 2020? So in the entire state of Maine, there were 23,255 sales last year. That's a lot of homes being sold in Maine. Now, out of those sales, 6,444 of them were actually cash last year. 12,078 were conventional. And then we dropped down to some of our government loan programs. The FMHA and rural development were 902. I'm going to call that rural development going forward. So the RD loans. And then FHA was 1,913. And our VA loans for the state of Maine were at 1,243. So I kind of wanted to break that down by county because those numbers can be a little bit deceiving when we see them as a whole. So where did Penobscot County fall? So what I'm going to share with you guys today is going to be Penobscot County, Piscataquis County, Hancock County, and then we're going to drop down to Cumberland to kind of show you a little bit over there. So in Penobscot County, we saw 2,110 homes being sold last year. Out of those 2,110, 567 were cash, 895 were conventional, 128 were RD, rural development, 248 were FHA, and 177 were VA. Over in Piscataquis, we saw 221 cash. So up in Piscataquis, we do see a lot more lake region up there. That's home of the Moosehead Lake region. So a lot going on up there. We do see an influx of some out of state coming in from out of there. So that could be where you're seeing some of that. Conventional 184, rural development 14, FHA 22, and VA 25. Now, when we flip over to Hancock County, some of our down east areas, out of the 1,125 sales they had in Hancock County this year, 376 of them were cash and 588 were conventional. Rural development was 26, FHA was 57, and VA was 54. So what we're seeing is definitely a trend of a majority of cash and conventional being used in this market. When we flip over to Cumberland County, they had a massive 5,146 sales in that county this year. So a lot of movement in Cumberland County. So when you guys hear Maine numbers, it's really important to differentiate whether those numbers are coming from down in southern Maine or are they actually local to your area. So you want to make sure you're using the proper analytics that are going to help you with stats basing where your house should be. So in Cumberland County, 1,225 cash, 3,307 conventional, and then we drop down to 100 RD, 260 FHA, and 153 VA. So pretty big stats for all those 4 counties, kind of showcasing that. As far as terms go, cash and conventional are definitely leading the market this year, and we're seeing a lot more of those offers come in on those properties. So when you're talking terms, those are things to keep in mind for establishing your offer, is what makes your offer stronger and what's going to be an offer that helps you get that house in a competitive market. So one of the things I want to flip over is we're going to come over to Penobscot County and Hancock County, and we're going to focus on 4 towns today. So I've got Bangor, Hamden, Ellsworth, and Brewer, where we want to talk to you guys about a little bit where the homes are. So as of currently active on the market right now, Bangor's got 22, Hamden's at 11, Ellsworth has 11, and Brewer has 5. So these are homes that need a buyer currently today. But what I want to do is I want to flip back to last year so you can kind of see on a local level where some more things went. So Bangor saw 402 sales last year. Out of those 402 sales, 101 of them came from cash and 203 came from conventional. So 75% of the market in Bangor last year came from cash and conventional sales. We don't see any rural development in Bangor last year. And then FHA and VA was 51 and 27 respectively in those two categories. So in Hamden, 138 sales, 24 were cash, 67 were conventional last year. RD in Hamden was 6, FHA was 20, and VA was 19. When we flip over to Ellsworth, we had 145 sales in Ellsworth last year in the whole. 33 were cash, 79 were conventional, and then RD for rural development, we had 4, FHA was 15, and VA was 12. When we come over to Brewer, we saw 155 sales last year. So Brewer, out of the 4, was the second highest in sales. And they came in at 29 cash and 63 conventional. Where we see the shift in Brewer is we're going to see a stronger number in the rural development, FHA, and VA, respectively, for those 3. 18 rural development for Brewer. FHA, they saw 23, and VA was 14. So Brewer, we see a higher number than normal for the 4 towns as far as RD and what kind of goes through that town. So some really interesting numbers that I wanted to unpack with you guys today. Obviously, I think these numbers definitely help when you're thinking about listing and selling your house, or as a buyer, what's going to be competitive for you putting that offer out there, because you want to make sure that you're putting your best offer out there to get yourself the house. So what does that look like? As far as listing goes, you can kind of see, prep your house for what you need to do, different loan programs. So some different loan programs do require some different things with the homes, but in this market, we're seeing a higher cash and conventional. So for homeowners, that's the best case scenario. That's what we want to see on the listing side. So again, a lot of stats to unpack. We're going to kind of dive into some more of these towns this week, bring you a little bit different. One of the things I want to touch on later this week is going to be the state of Maine. We're going to talk to you about water frontage. So there were a lot of water frontage sales, and water frontage is where we see some of these numbers kind of shift a little bit. And we definitely want to showcase that because those of you looking to buy a camp or sell a camp, these numbers will be really interesting to you. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely was a little bit longer than some of the normal market updates that we do, but a lot to unpack here, a lot of really cool numbers, some really awesome analytics. I think this will definitely help you as a buyer or a seller as far as trying to formulate your offer or what you're going to do to get your house ready and coming up with a list price and knowing how to market to different categories. And we're here to help you along that way. So I would love to sit down and talk with you, give you comparative market analysis about your home, and help you get looped and get sold with Tim Bush at Next Home Experience. Again, I hope your families are staying healthy and safe during this pandemic, and really look forward to seeing you guys out there. I can't wait to help you guys get looped and get sold. Thanks. Have a great day.